Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I just thought I'd go over my experience by completing ROMWOD for the last 30 days. Now, ROMWOD stands for Range of Motion Workout of the Day, and it's a program where it focuses on flexibility, range of motion, recovery, and just stretching in general. Now, the way this works is just you sign up online and you can log in and you can play the videos from there. Now, the great thing about this is that there's new routines every day. They go for roughly about 20 minutes, with them normally being 20 minutes, but there are some that go for shorter, like 15 minutes, or even longer for 40 minutes. One of the great things about this is that you don't actually need any equipment other than having just a yoga mat to make it a little bit easier. And overall, that costs about $20 per month to sign up in Australian dollars or $14 in US dollars. Now, I just thought I'd go over my personal experience with this over the last 30 days. Now, to start off, I thought it was actually a pretty good experience. I really enjoyed doing some stretching and flexibility routines every day and getting some range of motion stretching into specific areas like shoulders and legs and knees. And so I thought that was actually quite good. Starting off, I do note that I was actually pretty flexible to begin with. And so on the first day of this challenge, I posted a photo of me doing the saddle position in the full position. So putting legs under you and then lying back. And I was doing this actually pretty comfortably. So overall, I didn't think that I improved my flexibility that much. Although on some movements like the pigeon pose, I do feel like I actually did make some improvements. And at the end of the 30 days, I feel like it was overall a good experience, but it wasn't something that I was looking forward to doing every day. As opposed to the running challenge when I ran 5 kilometers every day, I actually looked forward to that little break in the middle of the day to go for a run. But this one, I kind of felt like I pushed it to the end of the day, so I usually do it just before going to bed. And on some occasions, I was lying in bed, ready to go to sleep, lights off, and then I just opened my eyes, shocked, and realized that I haven't actually done the ROMWOD workout for the day. And so I had to get out of bed, do the workout, and then go to sleep. So it was things like that when it wasn't particularly the most enjoyable thing. But I just thought in this video, I'd go over a bit about what I liked and disliked about the program in general. Now, to start off with what I enjoyed about the program, like I said, I liked doing the stretching and doing some flexibility every day, as it felt quite good after you finish it off. Like I said at the start, the routines are only about 20 minutes long with the option of doing the shorter ones. So I actually quite enjoyed how they were shorter, so you can easily fit them in your day if you remember to do them. The last couple of things were that you don't actually need any equipment, so it's really easy just to put on your phone or your laptop or even your TV and then just start going along with the announcer. And lastly, I think that the overall price of like $20 a month is actually pretty good for what you get. So you get these every day, there's a new routine that comes out and you can actually choose from the massive library of movements and routines they already have on the website, as well as different series like if you had an ab roller or even just the welcome series like I did for the first 7 days. But after the 30 days, I found that there were a few things that I thought the program was lacking and I didn't really particularly like about it. So the first major one was the selection of exercises and the lack of movement on routines that you do. So every day, like I said, they post a new workout routine, but one of the movements that you do pretty much every day is the saddle position. And not that it's a bad position, but I feel like just every day you have that and it's kind of quite boring, and because of that, you know it's coming up and it's just not that exciting. And what I would have preferred is if they included more upper body movements. So for a general routine, there'll be 4 or 5 exercises to do, and probably about 4 to 5 of them can be all lower body exercises. And occasionally, they usually do add 1 or 2, but sometimes there's no upper body movements. And that's what I would have particularly liked more of. For example, with the wrists, from the 30 days that I did, including the welcome series, I only did 2 exercises that were involved in wrist flexibility. And that was a little bit lacking. And that's what I actually looked forward to when I did them. I was like, oh, this actually feels quite good. And similar with that, the upper body, I would have liked some maybe focusing on the biceps or triceps. And there was a little bit of shoulder work, but like I said, it's pretty much majorly focused on the lower body. The other thing was the instruction of how to do the poses. So normally you can just put this on 20 minutes and you can just follow along with what the announcer says and what the people are doing on screen. But I found for a couple of them, there was really lacking how to do the exercises properly, and then instructions of what to do to make it even better. So do you tilt your hips forward or backwards? Do you keep your back straight during poses? And that just wasn't really in there. Now they do have videos explaining how to do each pose, that I did actually end up watch each of them before doing a routine, because even with the Welcome series, they didn't go over that. And that's something that I would have preferred the Welcome series to do with the exercise selection as well. They did the same exercises multiple times throughout the first 7 days. And then going into that, it's actually quite boring doing those exercises. So what I actually really enjoyed was when they did throw in a different exercise that I haven't done before. And I feel like that's what they should have done with the Welcome series. Each day have maybe even a different exercise to go over the full list of exercises they do. There might be too many exercises for that, but I feel like they could have gone over 20 different exercises instead of a total of 10 and then just repeat them. And the one other major thing that I particularly like about it is how each pose is held for usually about a minute, and it can even go up to 4 minutes or 5 minutes, depending on the routine you do. Now, I found that doing the poses for longer than 1 minute, that while it was good to sit in the pose, sometimes it got a bit boring, and when they did have more poses in a short amount of time, like the short version of the videos, I found that they were much more enjoyable, and only holding the poses for 30 seconds or a minute was much more fun for me to do. And the other thing with that, holding the poses for a long time, is you're doing these stretches. They don't tell you to warm up or anything, but you're doing the stretches going from pretty much just resting and doing no activity to go straight into like a 3-minute hold. And it isn't really the most comfortable thing. And so I feel like it would be much better if you did it after a workout or after a run or something like that, especially if it's focused so much on the lower body. So that was my overall experience. I would definitely recommend you giving this program a go, because it is really good doing some flexibility training every day. And it's really easy just to put on the TV and follow along. Now, there were a couple of things that I found not particularly that great about the program, but that's just my personal taste and how I felt about it. So that was my overall experience doing ROMWOD. But until next time, make sure you subscribe to the channel and like this video, as it really helps. And I'll see you in the next video.